I don't trust my battery to last, so
battery
I'm just gonna hit record and get my charger, and you guys can go right on ahead.
I opened the conversation generator.
Cracking under pressure. This is not good. I've only left the room for 3 seconds.
What are you talking about? I was in the middle of a thought.
He was just saying something.
You were like,
I was in the middle of a thought.
I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna start over.
I'm sorry you were in the middle of a thought, but you should have been in the middle of a woman.
I was in the middle of my product of thinking.
I'm sorry.
Thought is the product of
Man,
thinking.
I really should have thought this through. I kind of gotta pee. You guys.
Your toilet water's blue. It freaks me out.
I'm sorry. It's my problem now.
Stop talking from the washroom. It's weird. Alright, what were you saying?
The first conversation topic I pulled up says, "Have you ever been in any YouTube videos?"
Nah.
Nah. Move on. So, John's toilet water is blue. And he says it's because it's cleaner, which raises two questions. A,
Quinn, I have news for you.
What?
Before you... I'll let you finish, but blue toilet water is pretty normal.
I know it's halfway normal. I've seen blue toilet water before.
Okay.
But A, it's always blue. Is toilet water always blue? I thought that was
It
like,
can be, yeah.
you put the cleaner in it and it turns blue. And then like, after a flush or two,
It depends.
you're back in the normal
You get the
zone.
ones that you stick up inside and then they just blue every day.
I mean, my concern still stands. Why do you care if the toilet water is cleaner than...
Why do you care if the
Run-of-the-mill
toilet water is
I
clean?
care that it's blue. I
It's
see
my
it and
fucking
it's
toilet
blue.
water. Why do you care?
Why didn't you announce that you were back? You just started talking again.
Man, listen, this mic can pick it up. They can hear me walk back into the room.
You can hear you pooping
Fine.
too.
Wasn't that what? That would have been a turbo turn if I was moving. That would have been a quick shit.
You're not wrong, that was quite quick.
Or quite shite.
So Quinn's not over the blue water thing. I tried to tell him that it's very normal.
Obviously, I'm not.
It's normal.
Not very normal.
It's very normal.
It's-
It is.
normal.
I've been to many households that have the cleaner of their water.
But always blue.
Yeah.
Always blue.
It's because when you pee in it,
always
pee
blue.
is normally yellow. So when you look at the
Always
water,
blue.
it's green.
Always
So you know when
blue.
someone's pissed in your fucking toilet.
Is that
What?
actually
That doesn't make sense. No, because then when the water is clear, it turns yellow, so you would still know.
Not all the time. You ever have clear pee?
You just
But
said
then
pee is
wouldn't-
normally yellow.
Normally.
But then wouldn't clear pee also change the blue?
Yes.
Oh, I guess.
No, it doesn't.
It's the fucking...
Sense.
The pH level's the same. It's still gonna fucking change
It's
it.
not about pH levels, it's about color.
It's about diluting,
Jesus
isn't
fucking
it?
Christ.
But
about
when it's
cooler.
clear, it is mostly
It's about
water,
hot
isn't it?
cooler.
Yeah.
So I guess you're just diluting the blue and it turns like less blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Checks out.
Thank you.
Why do you guys always gang up on me? I miss Jacob.
You're making that up. You're just saying we gang up on you one time.
No, it happens, like it happened with the shoe thing.
That happened in the canon?
No.
So, no, it doesn't exist.
You know what? Why did I even fucking bother?
I don't know. Welcome to the Weekend Fan Club. Welcome back.
It's the longest fucking cold open.
I respect it.
It's a 4-minute long cold open. You can cut all that out with me going to pee. You're not going to cut it out. Anyway,
Where do we want to start today?
where do we want to start today? Lots of things happening in the news.
Lots of things happening in the news. Do we want to talk about them?
Can I bring up one thing though that happened locally?
Okay.
It's a local thing. A little bit spicy, but also kind of fucked.
I'm interested.
I
To hear what
don't know if you've heard about it or not. I read it on like our local news website here on the island. There was a guy in his car, I guess, and he was driving, and he had a He had a dash cam on the front of his car. So when he was driving, he saw some guy trying to cross the crosswalk. It was on the other side of the island. It was in Corner Brook somewhere. And when he was driving, he stopped to let this old man cross the road.
Oh, this isn't the person swerving off the road, is it?
No, it's not that. This happened like today.
He's only driving 110.
Who's only driving 110 on fucking Pitts Memorial? All right, in pissing rain. Simmer down. Anyway, no, it wasn't that. It was some guy, and he was slowing down at a crosswalk to let this old man cross. And while he was crossing, it was one of those pride crosswalks, like the rainbow one.
Nice.
And when he walked off the sidewalk, he looked down and he saw it, and he purposefully walked off the crosswalk, and like walked next to it. And then when he got halfway past the fucking, I literally just forgot the name of it. I just fucking said it.
Crosswalk?
Yes, that one.
You were just looking for the word crosswalk?
Yeah, and I already said it like 4 times. It's gonna be a good day. Yeah, he stood off the crosswalk and like, since it was all rainbow shit, and after he fucking got the halfway, he spit on the crosswalk.
Oh, wow.
And like kept walking.
Wow.
And I was like, whoa.
I was gonna
what
say,
the fuck?
At first, maybe it's like, oh, I don't want to disturb the paint, so I'm gonna walk around the
No.
crosswalk.
Like he looked down.
The spit's pretty clear message.
Yeah,
there.
like he looked down and noticed it and immediately got off the crosswalk and kept going. And then halfway through, he just spits on the crosswalk and keeps going.
Well,
I've got to say, I'm feeling increasingly intolerant of shit like this. Like,
Yeah.
I'd give that guy a smack.
I would too. I'd be like,
spit on
what the
him,
fuck
too.
was that? Like, even if you disagree with that, what a fucking childish way to do it. Like, you just see a fuck.
He's just a phenomenal piece of shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
Like-
know. I don't have much
Just-
more like
yeah,
creative
there's no,
things to say.
like-
Like,
No, I know. I wasn't expecting like a grand
And I mean, he-
conversation. And I
Oh,
just
yeah.
thought it was something
it's just
fucked.
a neat little story.
Yeah.
he's old, so he's gonna die soon, which is good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good
We have
thing.
that
pretty
to
cool.
look forward to.
It's pretty cool. Life sucks, then you die. That's pretty cool, I guess.
But then I'm thinking like this dude really hates the gays.
Like
The
I've
gays
heard,
irritate him.
I've heard,
And he's
the,
old and he's gonna die. So in my mind, this is the person that Boogie is worried about. You know, you should have waited 5 years until this guy died.
Yeah, that's
True. It's all true. He was right all.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
But now I've heard the complaint. Like I've heard the thing where like people are like, "Oh no, we don't have enough tax dollars to paint every fucking crosswalk." I'm like, man, half of the time, actually more than half of the time, it's not coming from the city. It's coming from like Pride.
Yeah.
Like they donate the paint to do this.
Yeah.
The only thing they do is ask if they can paint the sidewalk, and 9 times out of 10, it's literally not hurting anyone. Sure.
And there's just no way it costs.
No. Even if it did cost like some sort of
money.
Yeah, even if it did have some sort of cost attached to it, it would be fucking nothing.
It's also just like a good thing.
Yeah.
Clearly, if this dude's like this spitting on the sidewalk because they see the fucking gay rainbow, like, it's still something worth doing then.
Yeah.
It legitimizes it.
Mm-hmm. Like that's like the least you could do. You know what I mean? Just have a crosswalk. That's like on the scale of things. Like,
Yeah.
that's pretty
That's
fucking
pretty-
low down the list.
It's just like nice.
Yeah, not bad. Anything else cool happen in the news? I like this. I like us talking about news stuff that's like happened recently, and then we upload the episode 4 weeks later. And it's
It
not
makes me
news
feel like all
anymore.
the hours I spent on Twitter are worth it. It's not just
It's
me.
research.
It's not just me getting myself into a seething rage over nothing.
it's research. I
That
promise.
sounds like someone that does want to talk about Jeff Bezos.
Motherfucker.
You had to do it. I wasn't gonna be the one. I was until I seen your initial reaction.
Oh no, I was still down for it.
Yeah.
It's just
Okay. Well,
the whole thing.
for those who don't know, Jeff Bezos is now the richest man in modern history at $150 billion.
Although I gotta be honest, I'm kind of tired of just hearing about rich people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just any rich people.
It's like
Any of them.
It's also like this time period, the last like year or two, the accumulation of wealth among a small amount of people is reaching historically high levels. They're calling it like a new Gilded Age.
You know, like
that's the
Jeff
fuck
Bezos,
thing, man. Like,
get out. Elon Musk, get out. That shit about Kylie Jenner being a heavy air quotes self-made
her
billionaire.
sister sucked dick.
Yeah.
That's how she got her money.
And no, her dad got OJ for it.
Her dad got OJ, and her sister sucked some
back
good dick.
to OJ.
Wait, no, or is she? She's Jenner, not Kardashian.
She's Jenner.
So her
sister sucked some good dick.
Well, not her. I guess not her dad, but her family, stepdad, not dad. No, not stepdad. I don't know what. I don't know what the old lawyer guy would be to her. You know what I mean? It's all in the family.
Oh my god!
Just watching you struggle with that.
I could feel the circuits.
You really could have kept going for the whole episode. Just I don't know. And then you would have ended up at like her cousin. I don't know.
I was the did you ever have a dream kid for a second?
Oh my god.
Did you ever have a dad where you OJ?
My point. Actually, there's not much of a point. I don't even know what I was adding.
It's all because of OJ. That's really.
Yeah.
No, her sister sucked some good dick.
OJ and Ray J.
OJ.
There you go. Not bad. But yeah, so he's now the richest man in the world. Okay, so before we go into the topic of being rich, to me personally, I don't know about you guys, like $50,000 to me is like that's a lot of fucking money.
Like,
anything past
accumulated or like
yeah, like if I was given
if someone hands you $50,000.
yeah, I can be like I know what this is a tangible amount. If someone handed me $1 million, that is the maximum tangible amount of money I can think of personally
That's really
in my
not
head.
a tangible amount of money to me. Like it really isn't.
That's what I'm saying. That's
No,
the
$1 million
maximum
is
tangible amount to me.
Because $1 million is a really nice house.
It is. That's it, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if someone was like, I have $150 billion, I'd be like, that's literally just a number.
Well,
I don't know what that means to me. If I had $150 billion, I'd be like, fuck. I don't know.
Absolutely insane.
But like I don't know, like anything
Anything
over like $10,000 to me, anything over $10,000 is just my instinct is just this is going into a bank right now.
Yeah, like same. Like that was me
That's
for the
my
longest
only
time.
distance is going
That was me
into
for the
a
longest
bank.
time, and then like once I moved out and started like doing my own taxes and shit, I was just like, okay, now I understand what like $1 million could be. Because now I work at like a business that deals with high numbers and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So now I look at this and I'm like, man, I can't even fucking begin what I would even do with that much money.
Can I be honest? I don't think. Maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but I feel like people. Well, no, I am. Okay, I'm just speaking for myself here. I feel like I wouldn't go nuts. I feel like I've thought about the scenario where you imagine yourself winning the lottery enough times that at this point I'm like, you know what? Fuck that.
Yeah, like, and I've thought of that scenario as well. If I was one of those people who won like $60 million in the lottery like next week, you know what I would honestly do? I've thought about it.
I would do nothing with
I would
it, really.
continue working.
Yeah, like I would just.
But I would be
go
a
insane.
complete cunt about it. I would go into work. I have one bad day. I'd be like, I don't need this. I have $60 million. Fuck you guys.
It'd be a fun thing to just like say.
Yeah, I have $60 million. What do you have?
Like you meet
Eat
people
a
and you're
dick.
like, oh, I have like a cat. You know, I drive a Toyota. I have $60 million in the bank.
I feel like I would give most of it away because I don't want.
Same.
I don't want to have.
I
I'm
don't
pretty
want-
convinced now. Talking about this whole rich people thing, that having too much money poisons your brain.
Absolutely.
And
I don't think I
scary
can
thought.
handle the responsibility of being a super rich.
I think the most fun part of it would be seeing how people like either react or treat you differently.
Yeah.
I think that would be really fun.
There's a difference between like if I could have like I know there's like having a lump sum of money is, you know, that's good. But if I could just be told like you have this much money, we're not gonna give it all to you, but anything you want to do is going to be taken care of. That's enough for me, honestly. If I ever have, like, I want to go somewhere, okay, here you go. You can go there now. Here's a ticket. You know what I mean? If I see the number in, like, a bank account, I'll be like, fuck.
I see what you mean. You just want to have the clear constant, not having to think about it.
Exactly.
Very nice.
And I feel like that's probably, and I've said it again a million times on this fucking podcast, where if you have any sort of power, you have a responsibility to yourself and to everyone to help people.
Yeah.
In general.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if I had that money, I would probably do the same as you, Connor. I'd just be like, I can't. Just have it.
Oh, God, get it
I'd
off.
be like, ah, shit, here.
Like, press
take
the
it.
button on a bank machine and bills
Yeah.
start flying at you.
I'd just be like,
oh, God, take it. Oh,
I'd just be like,
no.
fuck.
Oh, God.
Take $1 million to, like, fucking 60 different organizations.
Giving them away like Dr. Peppers.
Like, hold on enough to, obviously, just, like, let yourself live comfortably, but I think that's the thing here. Comfortably.
Comfortably.
A comfortable sum of money to let you live off of.
Yeah.
I think that's the main thing here.
Yeah, you don't want to win, like, $60 million. You want to win, like, $1 to $10 million.
Yeah. And then at that point, I just chose 60 because that was, like, the last big lottery win that was here in the province anyway. And, like, yeah, so.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it's too much money.
But
Too much money. It's just a number at that point.
So we can dig into this whole thing with shiny head Jeff Bezos man specifically.
Oh, Lex Luthor, yeah.
Lex Luthor. Is that so? The same day that he got this whole acknowledgement of being the richest man in modern history.
Oh, by the way, today is still Prime Day. Just letting everyone
it's
know.
more than one day because their server isn't down or something. And I think it was always planned to be more than.
I mean, yeah.
But so the same time this happened was also Prime Day. But then the same time as Prime Day happening, there's a multinational boycott happening.
Yeah, I heard.
From their, I think, warehouse workers in Spain started this because generally Amazon employs like 100,000 people now, and probably most of them have deplorable working conditions.
Mm-hmm.
Where there's shit like the washrooms in the other side of the warehouse.
So they're pissing
the time
in
it
jugs.
takes for you to go to that washroom and back will be enough time wasted that they'll fire you. So you can't even go to the washroom. You're pissing in like bottles and shit.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in the warehouse, you have to run from place to place, or else you take too long and you get fired. Like this constant just threat.
Man, the turnover rate there must be insane.
Yeah, well, it'd have to be because there's.
Yeah.
And then they probably pull some expletive like, "Oh, we'll just replace you then."
That's the thing, man. Like, you have so much fucking money at that point. Like, you could honestly give so many jobs.
He could pay all of his employees like an insane.
Comfortably.
Like, what's his story? Like, how did Jeff Bezos get to this weird place?
Well, he started Amazon just for like selling books on the internet or something.
Yeah, and that's how he had like the Kindle and stuff like that. And then
Which is hardly revolution. Like, I'm sure a million people could have thought of it.
Yeah.
In terms of
but
crediting him as being a true innovator.
yeah, the fact is, he just expanded so much.
But Amazon also now is cloud stuff. So like, all of Netflix's servers belong to Amazon.
Really?
All their stuff's hosted on.
Didn't know
at least
that.
a significant amount is hosted on AWS.
Damn.
I've worked at a couple places where all the servers are hosted on AWS.
Wow.
Like, it's if you're using cloud stuff, or if you're just making a company now that runs stuff on the internet, you're probably just going to use Amazon cloud servers because they're the most competitive, and because it's just so much easier than having your own machine to look after.
Yeah.
So I just kind of dove in deep on, like, trends that happen to pan out.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
He
Alright,
took a good risk, and I mean, it paid off. I mean, no one's saying he's a bad businessman. The man, he's doing something right.
Yeah.
Well, he was. Now he's not.
I mean, right in terms of accumulating wealth.
Yeah.
But yeah, now he has too much of it, and he has no reason
Like what?
for all this bullshit.
I don't know.
And the stuff like, so, the one people always, the easy one that people always point to now, as why aren't you doing this, is the water crisis in Flint, Michigan. I don't know how much you guys know about it. But it's for like 4 years, years ago.
It's like 4 or 5 years now going.
The state government diverted the water source from the city of Flint, Michigan to a car factory.
Yep.
And so now the water supply in Flint, Michigan is lead poisoned as shit. Like in a lot of places, you pour it out and it's orange water.
Yeah, and it's been this way
The children
for
4 years. And it's like the children all have lead poisoning now. It's actually insane.
The government is willingly
How the hell
letting
is this happening
happen.
in the United States of America? It shouldn't happen anywhere.
And the worst
let
part is, none of these people can sell their fucking houses to leave.
Well,
Because they can't.
obviously,
Yeah.
because you're living in lead land.
Yeah.
Yeah, you live in Leadland, so it's a lot of insanely poor communities,
Oh my
anyways. Because
God.
that part of the world, like, or that part of Michigan's
country,
already
yeah.
been a reputation of being like really
Yeah.
down on things.
Yeah. Do you know what the
Sometimes
shitty
it's
thing is
like-
So,
about
but
that place
here's
too?
the thing: is that people have estimated the bill to fix it $50 million,
That's nothing.
which, yeah, it's like
Grand
that's like
scheme of
but-
things.
I know
Jeff
I just
Bezos
talked
made-
about how $10,000 is a lot to me, but $50 million for the government, that's nothing.
So on Monday, when Jeff Bezos became the richest person in modern history, he made $700 million that day.
You could have literally just
He
given
made-
a portion of what you
He
made
made
in
over
a
10
day.
times that in one day,
Yeah.
and no one has fixed it.
he could fix 14 water crises.
Yeah.
That's the thing too. Like I guess like anyone can say like I'm gonna give this money to fix this, but no one can guarantee you that the money that you just gave is going to be used to fix that. You know what I mean? Like I could go. Like imagine if he went up to the government and was just like, here's $50 million to fix the water
Yeah.
crisis.
Well, the
You know what I
government
mean?
did it in the first place, so I wouldn't.
That's the
Go
thing,
with that.
right? Imagine if they
You
were
need
just
to-
like, yeah,
yeah.
here you go, fix the water crisis, and they took the money. They're like, okay,
Like you need to find people who are honestly gonna do it.
yeah, and that's I think the shitty part.
This
You
one
know
at
the
least
crazy
is, I
thing
think this
is
one at
too?
least is low hanging fruit enough that it'll be very easy.
He could literally make up so much more street cred just by
And
doing
it's an
that.
insane amount
You
of
really
publicity
could.
for nothing, for literally not even pocket change.
Nope,
Yeah.
literally a drop
Like
in the bucket
a
to him.
rounding error.
Literally a drop in the bucket to him.
Like, man, like, sometimes you think you kind of, like, I was just at the mall, and you kind of walk around at the mall, and you see all these people that look insanely different from you, and they're, like, old, and have beards, and they have overalls or something.
That's called other people, Quinn.
Yeah, I know, but you look at them, and they look different. But then
Yeah.
you kind of think, you know what? We're all pretty much the same, though.
Yeah.
But then I hear stuff like this, and I'm kind of like, maybe we're not, though. Because I feel like Jeff Bezos is nuts. Like, I feel like I would speak English to him, and it would register to him as, like, Portuguese.
I feel
You know?
Yeah, it's like Connor said earlier. Like once you have an X amount of money, it's just you're immediately like you're just unhinged.
Like,
I feel
I would be like- I would be
having
like-
that kind of to quote a visionary, Mr. Kanye West. No one man should have all that power.
Mm-hmm. No one did.
You know, like, I feel like I would be like, hi, Jeff Bezos, I'm Quinn. And he would be like, hello, Samantha. And I'd be like, that's not what I said.
You're not right.
And he's like, here's your taco. And
Do you
I'm
want to
like,
hear?
what are you
Do
talking
you want to hear
about?
something crazy though? I remember watching a story on Flint, Michigan a while ago, and they were like talking about. They actually had a big news story about when they did change the water to like the supposed good one.
Yeah.
Quotation marks, and they were all standing in like the fucking building, and they were holding glass of water like to Flint, and I was like, this is like one of those fucking like putting fucking rat poison in the Kool-Aid moments. Like this is fucked.
Yeah.
And it wasn't orange water; it's still clear, but they were just like to Flint, to
It'd be
Flint.
extremely good if they all drank it. And
If they all just got fucking. They all just got fucking. The camera fucking shuts off too quick.
No, the camera stays on. There's one thing I've learned from TV. It's when shit goes south.
You
Camera
keep that
stays
camera
the fuck
rolling.
on.
Keep that camera
Keep
rolling.
that shit rolling.
But yeah, we can keep going.
But yeah, that's my point though, is that people, like, the message I'm trying to get across is halfway wholesome. People look different, but on the inside, they're all the same.
Yeah.
You know?
We're all human beings.
Like, all, like, vaguely the same. Like, I look at someone on the mall, I'm like, they probably watch random shit on Netflix too. Who cares?
Yeah.
But then I'm like, not Jeff Bezos.
He's like the one I think personally, the one us versus them that is moral, the one case in which it is okay to hate against another group of people is the rich people and everyone else.
Yeah.
Especially the exceptionally rich like Jeff Bezos. Like, I
Yeah.
think it is perfectly valid that Jeff Bezos is never able to sit down and have a nice meal in a public place for the rest of his life.
I feel like
As long
that's
as he's that
fair.
rich.
That's fair.
I think you have enough power that
You could literally make your own.
The world
fucking
doesn't owe
plane.
you anything. You're already causing enough damage by existing.
Yeah.
With the amount of wealth you have.
Well, there's
That's
a difference
true.
between existing and not doing anything and existing and doing something. You know what I mean?
Right,
Well,
but when
because
you
he
have
is-
that much wealth, not doing
Like,
something is...
He is doing something.
Like the
because
build-
he's
like-
still accumulating more wealth.
He's still accumulating more wealth, and his workers are still going, and like they're on food stamps.
If he was
they
like,
are
if he was like,
struggling
you
to
know what,
survive.
I quit Amazon, and he just like took like $100
His
billion
whole share?
dollars. If he just took that and was like, you can keep the other 50, whatever. I'm out ski, quitting while I'm on top, and then he went to Fiji. I would leave him alone, but he's still going.
Well,
He's still
I
making
wouldn't, because then, especially now, if he did that, it would be like, oh, everything's in shit, and now I'm like one of the richest men in modern history. Oh, fuck it, not my problem anymore. It's your own problem. Peace.
But it's not really a problem, is it? He's giving somebody else like all that money, and
He
then
doesn't want to deal with it, so he's leaving. It's kind of a fucking dickhead move, but I guess I guess I know what
I
you're
mean,
coming
you could
from.
at least do like a fine, fuck off forever. I'm not gonna deal with you anymore.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
like,
like, if
not
he's-
respectfully, but like
There's like rich people who like I think do some alright things. Like the Gates Foundation is alright. Like the Bill
Yeah,
Gates and
that's
like his
true.
wife, they do some really cool stuff every year.
that's true. He's
Yeah.
the one. That,
There's like there's
person
Dan.
I haven't found a reason to hate.
Yeah, like they've done a lot of really good stuff.
Yeah. And he can
And,
jump over chairs and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, he can single jump over a chair. Damn, feels good to be a gangster.
Making the poo water.
Yeah.
Hey, his poo water from Michigan.
Hey man. Yeah. But I still agree with you. If you have a vast amount of wealth and you've done nothing to make the world a better place, fuck you.
Yeah. It's just
A message from the Weekend Fam Club.
If I ever win the lottery, I'm just gonna be like, yo, fuck poor people. I'm gonna go to Japan 30 times. Watch me
I'm
back.
going to Japan 30 times. I'm only coming back so I can leave again.
I'm only coming back so I can talk to you guys again because I love this podcast too much.
Yay.
Just kidding. I'm not coming back for you guys. Fuck this
Just
show.
kidding,
I'm out.
just kidding, we're doing this over Skype. See ya.
I'm phoning this bitch in. That would be the worst episode of this podcast. If we all were just like, we're going to do this over Skype. Just
some
record the call.
Some people do that, and I have no idea how they manage.
Man.
That's just to say, like maybe just some like heroic editing.
Yeah.
Just, like,
That's
some-
got to be some like next level shit. Those people deserve fucking raises.
But then just the talking skills to carry a conversation.
Jeff Bezos, give your money to the editors.
Imagine being like I can when I picture a Skype call, I picture 70%. Hey,
Oh no, sorry, you go on.
Yeah,
You
Can
you
you
go
hear
ahead. No, okay, you go ahead. Yeah. Oh.
Beep, boom, beep.
Yeah. No, I don't think that would be a great thing either.
I'm doing the Skype call theme.
Oh.
message
Oh, and you forgot the. Boop, boop. Bloop, 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 bloop. I remember when Skype was still like a really big thing back in like 2013. I had it on my phone and I had it on my Xbox as well because that was when Microsoft bought it.
Oh, yeah.
So someone would Skype call me, my laptop would go off, my phone would go off, my Xbox would go off, and I'd be like, fuck! And that little tune would play not synchronized at all different fucking timings, just like bloop, 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 and I'm like, oh fuck.
Speaking
It's
of
a whoop.
Skype, a very important movie comes out this week that
No.
takes place on Skype.
No!
Unfriended Dark Web.
Stop.
Oh, I cannot wait.
Have you seen the Twitter for Unfriended Dark Web?
There's a
Oh my
Twitter
God.
for Unfriended
Leading up
Dark
to
Web.
the announcement
God.
of the movie.
It is the
They
most
made a
2018 film. No, well, it's one of the most 2018 film Twitters I've ever seen. It's up.
See,
Okay, recently they've just been tweeting like praise for the movie, which is hilarious because it's just some rando on Twitter that's like, "Oh my god, that was so scary." They just retweeted. It's like, who cares?
oh, it's so scary.
But they're okay. Fuck, my phone's been freezing, so I gotta give it a hard
died.
give it a hard knocking. So they tweet shit. They've been tweeting shit like this when they led up to the announcement of the movie. Smart TVs are hacked to spy on viewers in their homes, and footage is uploaded to Shodan.io. But it's not individuals. It's not just individuals. Vizio was recently caught secretly collecting and selling data of 11 million customers. # beware dark web.
Oh my god.
That's promotion for a movie. for
know, there's
a
a difference-
real life movie.
There's a difference between deep web and dark web, right? Do they know that?
Is there? I thought there was.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah, there is.
I mean, there could be.
There's. I'm gonna fuck this up because I was actually like reading something about that a while ago. Basically, like anything that can't be found on a Google search bar is deep web.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Or sorry, dark web.
Dark
Oh.
web.
Dark web is fucking massive.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like anyone who goes on like anyone who uses like Tor or like DuckDuckGo or anything like that.
Yeah.
They just because they don't want to be,
Yeah.
they want to keep their anonymity online. They use those, which is fine. So think of like an iceberg. Like that's the way they described it in the article I was reading. So basically, like the surface web is the top of the iceberg. You know what I mean? Tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
And then right under the water is the dark web.
Yeah.
And then right at the bottom is the deep web. Anytime you go on like PayPal, that's like password protected when you're doing payments or anything like that. That's dark web.
That's deep web.
Dark web.
It's dark web. It's the middle one because you can't Google it.
You can't Google that.
Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay. So what's deep web?
Deep web is the stuff you can't Google. Sorry, I'm fucking this up again.
Yeah,
no,
that's why I tried to
dark
correct
web
you
is,
and you
yes,
said no.
you were right. Dark web is the stuff you can't Google.
Yes.
Deep web is the stuff that's blocked behind payment walls and shit like that.
Okay.
So deep web is where all the fucking red room shit and like buying drugs and fucking
Russians buying organs.
that shit happens.
Right.
So it's not they're not even right in their fucking premise. Oh no, it's dark web. What are we gonna do? Google something and the fucking FBI can't see me. Ah!
Dark web sounds scarier though.
It does.
Sounds really good.
Yeah.
Hackers regularly tap into webcams to collect footage of people having sex, taking out their trash, watching porn, and then post it on YouTube. Most of the people being filmed never find out. Can you believe that those are the three examples of activities?
Like
Taking out their garbage.
information
Fucking.
security
And
is
watching people fucking.
like it is a problem, but this is not the place to discuss it.
No. And
The Internet Ghost movie is not going.
the article I read too.
That is the marketing scheme that they've chosen to go with. I could
cannot wait to see
honestly
this movie.
like it's a really like short step from Infinity War to this movie for how
my
excited
God.
I am. Okay, no, it's a pretty fucking
Oh
big
my
step.
I remember in the article I was reading too, because the whole reason there is a dark web to begin with. Do you guys know why there is one?
I wasn't listening.
I
What?
don't believe.
No. Apparently, like anyone online can basically just browse, and the government can be like, "Oh, I know who you are,"
Yeah.
and like at any point they can do that, right?
Yeah, all right. I'm not concerned.
Well, I'm just saying it's common knowledge at this point. So, say they have like an overlay network, which is basically what the dark web is. So now it's full of all these websites and shit that you can still visit, but now you can see everyone who's on it. But imagine if it's only the government using it, and then anyone could be like, oh, okay, that's fucking FBI agent looking at what I'm doing. So you can't have total anonymity without letting every single person have access to it. You know what I mean?
You mean non-anonymity?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because like anyone
so-
using the dark web could be like, okay, well no, only like, FBI agents who are trying to fucking just like try to find terrorism or anything like that are only using this, they'll never catch anyone because they haven't let anyone on it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no way to have
Public.
there's no way to be totally anonymous. You can't have a thing just for the good guys and then let the terrorists not use
anything that the government, any tool the government has. At their disposal.
So they were kind of had their hands forced, and they were like, okay, well now we'll just let them go out. And then there's like, I think on Tor you can also do like anything that's like .onion is dark web immediately, and any address bar that ends with .onion is dark web. I was like, cool.
The internet really rides the line of like spooky and ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
Anything that's .onion is dark web.
So if we see this fucking movie, and nothing there says .onion, fucking
Like-
my realism's
Yeah,
crushed.
I mean, your expectations are already too high because you're assuming it's gonna be based on the actual dark web.
Yeah, what are we gonna do? Ooh.
Like the last one had a
We don't have to
Skype
go on
call.
incognito mode.
The
Oh.
last one is about a Skype call. It's
The
called
last one, but the last
Literally
one did
turn the
defy.
computer
The last
off.
one did defy all logic in terms of how the internet works. So
and how computers work.
Literally just turn.
like they went to go forward an email. They're like, the forward button disappeared. Wow.
No, because it is Internet Ghost. It's not hacking. It's Internet Ghost.
Internet ghost.
Okay? It's not like, oh,
Are you telling me?
No, listen, okay? It's not about like, oh no. It's, it's not like, okay, someone, broke into my computer and stole my files. It's like, this is a slight exaggeration. It's like someone turned all my files into balloons.
Are you telling me that Scooby-Doo's fucking cyber chase was a real thing?
Yes.
There's cyber ghosts.
Yes, that little blue lightning guy with the chin and the... That's what this movie is about, okay?
Oh my god.
Honestly, as a person who works on web development, if a ghost could really do all of that stuff that easily, they could be making so much money at it. Like, take
They're
my
a ghost.
job.
They're dead.
Take my job.
What do
honestly.
they have?
It'd be so easy for them though, cause like that shit takes time. It's hard.
It's hard to set up a red room.
Right?
Yes. But like to change the way a website works.
It's not like, they broke into my profile.
Can I ask a
posted
simple
bad
question?
pictures. It's like they removed the ability, like they just remove random shit. Like, they removed the like.
Can I ask
from my posting.
can I ask
Like,
an honest question? What is stopping them from turning the computer off?
If you turn off the computer, you die. They already know where you are.
I don't know.
Look, okay, like, it makes no sense, alright? There's a guy in the first movie that dies because he puts his face in a blender. He puts his face in a blender, okay? How does the internet make you do
But did
that?
he do it in front of the camera?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah,
like-
no, that's great. I fucking hate this
Okay?
film.
He puts
No,
his...
it
listen.
was such a good movie. Unfriended
No.
was an excellent
Listen,
time.
I am in the same boat with you guys. We've been watching shitty movies together for years.
Yes.
I have to draw a line at some point. There is bad.
Sean,
John-
we've seen Delgo. There is no more line.
Honestly, we were in the theater and there were a few different friends there, and they were like, man, I was just sitting there scared out of my pants, and Connor was just next to me laughing the whole time, and I was like,
Yeah. Jesus Christ. I can't, man. Like the fucking movies look.
And you
so-
gotta think too, because the thing about I watched this guy do a review of it. The Your Movie Sucks guy. Whenever he does a review of a movie, but like for this one, it was kind of good because he does talk about how the movie's made, and he points out something interesting to me is that making this movie, you put an actor in a room, literally just looking at the camera. You can do as many fucking takes as you want because how expensive is it? You're sitting in just a normal human fucking room talking to a camera.
The movie
and
probably
the acting
takes like.
is still absolute shit. You think about how easy it would be to just, like I sit in the basement recording guitars. I'm not gonna just be like, I can't do any more takes because I got places to be, and then just leave a shitty take in. Like just do another take.
Oh my god, you're right.
It's hilarious.
Anyway, just something to think about when we're all watching this movie.
Perhaps consider that the acting was good, actually.
No.
I think we should watch the first one to prepare.
Oh,
No.
I'm so down. Is it available?
Oh, it's a movie about the internet. If I can't find it on the internet, something's gone wrong.
Jesus fucking Christ. I can't, dude. That movie looks fucking garbage.
Have you seen it?
Yes, I've seen the first one.
Okay.
I actually can't wrap my head around why this is a line for you. Is it just because it's about the
really.
internet?
No, listen, I like stupid shit just as much as the next person, but there's a certain point where it's
But
not.
how is this a new point? Like,
Yeah, I don't see the new.
There's a certain point where it's just not entertaining now. It's just bad.
oh no, this movie is entertaining.
Wholly entertaining.
This movie's got a lot of twists and turns.
And they all die in such spectacular ways. And they all make such interesting decisions. And could you believe this? Spoilers for the movie Unfriended.
Oh no.
It turns out that the characters that we're following the whole time were bad the whole time.
No way.
Dun dun dun.
I never could have guessed. Fucking Christ. I don't know, man. It's just.
Because, I mean, there is something especially cringy about a movie that's about the internet.
Yeah.
Like, things that are made about the internet very rarely land.
That's why I'm kind of worried about, like, Wreck-It Ralph, too.
Yeah, like I'd be concerned.
Oh, isn't that about the internet?
But at the same time, I was concerned about Wreck-It Ralph 1.
Yeah.
Because it was about video games. So, like, I trust them at this point.
Yeah, well, that's a shame.
No, I don't know what it is about about movie writers that makes them so hilariously like aliens trying to understand the human race.
It's actually
I think it's because people like all people like in the modern day vaguely use the internet to some sense. So I feel like they just assume that they've got enough of a handle on the internet to write about it. Because they're like, what? I check Facebook daily. See, I can make a movie about
that's another thing I find about like filmmakers nowadays. I've had this conversation with a couple people I know from work as well, and they're just like, man, why can't these people make good movies about like comic books or stuff like that? I'm like, man, listen, it's easy. It is so easy to make a fucking movie that hits a niche market. But that's the problem. You're not trying to hit a niche market. You're trying to generalize it as much as fucking possible to hit the highest common denominator of people that you can fucking show your film to.
So, in terms of delivering on the objective of the movie, I mean, delivering on my expectation at least.
Yeah.
It works. It delivers. There's a bunch of teenagers. They're shitty people. They're all on the internet for some reason. And they all get
what
murdered.
the fuck? Teenagers on the internet?
They're all on a weird cartoon version of the internet that none of us have access to.
It's supposed to be a school night. What's going on?
Oh my god, can I tell you something about the movie that I remember noticing?
The old
Absolutely.
Yeah, the old one. Is that like near the end of the movie, I looked at the corner of the screen and I was like, what the fuck? It's 9:30 p.m. That's when this movie is happening.
No, you're right.
It's not that late. Like, what the fuck? Do these people clearly live with their families. Where are they?
Why they're screaming?
It's 9:30. That's not a scary time of the day.
Fucking hilarious.
It's 9 in the afternoon.
What would one of those kids do?
There's times of year it's bright out.
Yeah. What would one of those kids do if he was just sticking his fucking face in a blender and his mom comes up the fucking stairs?
Yeah.
Honey, what the fuck?
But then
do it for the vine, Mom!
Just turn off
It's every day, bro!
It's every day, bro! Oh my fuck.
But then she would just like unplug the computer and then they don't
Walk away.
Yeah.
Man, listen,
breaks the movie.
Tyler the Creator's snap friggin' tweet that sums up this whole thing.
Which one was that?
Cyberbullying doesn't exist, lol, just walk away from the computer. He's just like, cyberbullying is so easy to stop. You want how you do it? Turn the fucking computer off. And I was like, it's not the point, but also I guess he's right. Oh my god.
Alright, let's do some random conversations.
Random conversations?
Oh, really?
Yeah, let's do it.
I didn't think we were gonna get to this.
No?
I had another thing I was gonna ask you about, actually.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
I just wanted to know if you wanted to talk about, now that you're done it, Detroit Become Human.
Oh, we have to talk about Detroit Become Human!
Detroit
that.
Become Human.
I becomed human.
Did you become human?
He became human. I watched.
Okay,
I'm alive.
so spoilers for...
He became human. I watched.
Yeah, he was telling me. I texted him when I was at work today. I was like, oh my god. So yeah, spoilers for Detroit Become Human.
Yeah, we're doing the spoiler zone.
So when I finished the game, I think I got the quote unquote best ending. I don't know.
Way to brag.
Okay.
Because
how did your play go?
Because I'm trying to remember now. Because this was like a month and a half.
Did you do a peaceful demonstration?
Yeah, I did a 100% peaceful demonstration all the way to the very end, and even then, like, boys were like, "I'm gonna shoot you in the head," and I'm just like, "No, don't do it." And then a bunch of androids started taking bullets for Marcus.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yay! I didn't die yet." I was actually kind of hoping Marcus would die soon because I wanted him to just be a martyr.
Did he not get killed?
No.
There was at least one spot where there were androids getting killed, and I figured they were gonna kill Marcus, so I ran.
Nope. I never ran once, and they all took bullets for me.
Wow.
Yeah, and then they just stopped me. Like, oh.
Did you romance North?
No.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's funny. I was telling Connor about this when we went over to watch Kong. When I was given the choice to like romance and like ask her like, "Oh man, like what happened with your
ask her about
what are
herself.
you like ask her about herself?" I was given the option to ask, and I didn't ask her at all. And like in the context of how the conversation was going, it sounded like it was leading up to it. She wanted to like get it off her chest and talk about it, and it looked like Marcus was just like, "No, I don't give a shit. Whatever, let's go." And like it just like immediately went down to neutral with her. I was like, "Oh yeah, fuck her then, all right."
Because you don't just have to do that. Because even after that, you have to like pry. She's
Yeah.
Like, no, I shouldn't.
So the ending I got was I think Marcus lived at the end of it.
Did Connor? Get
Connor died protecting Hank.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When's that?
At the
That-
bottom of the lab?
Yeah, at the bottom of the lab.
Interesting.
Or no. No, I think they both died.
Connor and Hank.
Yeah.
Did you go to?
But I
Cyberlife
activated
to
all
get
of them.
all the warehouse
Yeah,
up?
yeah. But I activated all of them.
Oh, okay.
So they both died, but I activated all of the androids. So that was cool.
Yeah.
And in regards to
Kara.
Kara, by the way, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck with the girl?
I knew the whole fucking time.
What the fuck with I thought that too,
yeah.
and I thought to myself,
Yeah.
no, but that would literally fucking take everything. That would take all of the investment out of this.
I thought the androids didn't eat, and like the first thing you do with her is give her food.
No, because
She doesn't eat though.
She doesn't eat it though.
She never does eat it.
I watched you do a couple scenes where they're like, "Oh, okay, you know, take this and you know, pick it up, we gotta go," and she's just like, "No thanks."
I'm not hungry.
Yeah, no, that's weird. And why doesn't she have the circle?
That fucks me up too, because I'm like, not even the circle thing, but the thing that fucks me up is that like the whole premise of this working as a story, like plot point, is the fact that like, can robots learn to love a human, and can human learn to love a robot as a mother? And you're thinking, my God, David Cage, you finally did something. And then she's just like, she's just a fucking android. I'm like, you literally just know. I don't give a shit about her
But does it-
anymore.
But she thought it was a human.
Yeah.
Human.
Yeah.
She thought she was
Yeah,
a human.
but
And then
so-
Luther's even said, he's like, does it matter that you learn that she's an android? And depending on your choices, my choice was, no, it doesn't matter.
Wait, Luther is still alive?
Oh, yeah.
Whoops.
I had Luther at that point. I lost him. I did lose him later.
Oh, when did you lose him?
Leaving Jericho.
Oh no, he didn't even make it to fucking Jericho with me.
Oh, he died in the house for you?
I was like hide in the pantry. I was like, he's a big motherfucker. He's not gonna. I thought it was fine.
Did you kill him? Did you kill him?
Well, no, I was like, fuck, like, what's gonna happen? So, like,
I don't know, Luther was my good
I
friend.
loved Luther. And I was like, here, just hide in the fucking pantry. Because I didn't think the cop was gonna come in the house.
The cop house. Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't think the cop was gonna come in the house. I was like, yeah, you just stay there. I'll make you some tea. Absolutely. I hit everything perfectly. It's fucking great.
The cop just kills him.
The cop walks in to the house. I didn't think he'd come in any further.
Yeah.
But he actually came into the kitchen and he didn't even look towards the fucking pantry. It was just immediately a cutscene. He was like next to the pantry. He looks in. I was like, ah, fuck. So Luther like jumps out and he's like, ah, fuck, and then like kills the cop by accident. And he's like, ah, shit. But he gets a bullet off and like kills Luther as well. So he actually kills the cop, and then we're like, we gotta go. So we grab Kara and get the fuck out of Dodge. And then by the time I get to Jericho, the fucking weird missing head lady tells me that, oh yeah, she's not, does it matter though?
Oh, yeah,
and I'm like,
yeah. See, I did it was Luther.
I mean, as Kara, I was like in the moment, like, yeah, no, it doesn't matter. I still love her. But me personally, I was like, oh, fuck this.
Get out of my face.
Get out of
Alice.
here.
What freaks me out?
It's weird that the three main characters and that girl are the only four people in that entire universe who are just like, oh, this blue circle on my forehead. And it's like, no one else does it, and there's no reason for
As far as we know.
Well,
yeah.
what creeps me out is just kid androids.
Yeah.
Because are they perpetually kids? They don't mature.
Parents that can't have children and they have a baby
Yeah.
android
That's
and then they trade it in for like a 3 to 5
And they
year
wouldn't
old
grow up,
and
no.
so they trade it in for 7
That's
to
so
10.
gross. That's
Yeah,
so gross.
but we're also living in a
Honestly,
world where we don't have fucking paper. We have iPads for bills. That's so fucking dumb.
I'm down for a lot of dumb sci-fi stuff. Like, I'm down for the whole, like, would you fuck an android? Like, yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, whatever.
Like, obviously, that's not
Obvious.
controversial.
That's what we're heading for. Absolutely.
But the kid android?
Yeah.
Because you have an adult android, then they're
Oh,
already
I can
mature.
get a fucking kid android for no
If they're
problem, but
stuck-
as soon as I buy a child sex doll, everyone gets up and fucking hers.
Like, you know, like, if they're an adult and they get, like, autonomy, you know, or go deviant or whatever,
Yeah.
then they're already matured, so that's already like a point you would plateau at
Mm-hmm.
in maturity if you were gonna be like that forever. But if you're like a kid is a state of growth, you
Yeah.
know?
Oh,
It's not-
yeah. How
it's-
does that work?
If you like, do
Well,
they
the
not
kid just
mature?
never learn.
Or do they mature? Is it like a kid vampire? 'Cause
Are
if
they
you're
just
if you
idiots?
become a vampire when you're a kid, you still mature. You're just
The only
trapped
thing
in
I
a
can
kid's
assume is
body.
that, like, imagine, what if the fucking dude, like, Todd, I think at the very beginning of the game?
The dad.
Yeah, what if he was just like, oh, I fucking lost my daughter or whatever, and then he bought an android that looked like her, and then now he's just high as fuck on red ice all the time, and like he just always just took his anger out on her, because his actual kid died. I don't know. It's fucking David Cage, man. I'm just trying to insert myself anywhere.
That's another little tidbit to mention is that in terms of the writing of this game, one of the things that seemed very clear, that dad is like, you couldn't have tried to write a more like black and white clearly.
There's no heavy-handed
obviously-
like David Cage.
No.
heavy-handed.
No, he's 100% like despicably evil.
You can't find
Story around
anything good in there.
it. No, yeah, he's like, and he just speaks not like a human.
Yeah.
He's sitting at the table just.
Have
like,
you played Heavy Rain?
No, I haven't.
No? I personally liked Heavy Rain a little bit more.
I
think
think
you
I
would
would
like it a
find
little more,
Heavy
too.
Rain more boring.
I like Detroit. Don't get me wrong. Like, there's all this stuff with Detroit that's like gets at me. But
Oh yeah,
I
there's...
liked playing it for that. I like
Mhm.
playing it for the bullshit.
Yeah, same. So, at the very end of the game, did you let your android go?
Oh yeah, so let's talk. Or yeah, oh yeah, the very last thing. It's when you go back to the main menu. She's like, I would really like to go now, and I was like, yeah, sure. Like
She
obviously,
just straight fucking leave.
like obviously, and she just leaves. And after experiencing that, fuck that patch where it lets you bring like that's
Yeah.
so insanely.
So, for people who don't know, at the end of the game,
well, in the main menu,
in the main menu, there's like this fucking one little android who's always like, "Hey, you want to start a new game? Absolutely, let's go."
Oh, and speaking of heavy-handed, sometimes you'll visit the menu and she's randomly like, you know, Detroit was a stop on the Underground Railroad to get slaves to Canada. So you find it interesting.
But this isn't a political game.
Oh, did
don't
you?
worry about
Oh,
it.
did you?
But this isn't a political game. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. Towards the end of the game, once you finish it and you go back to the main menu, the android looks at you and she asks if she can leave.
Yeah.
As
yeah.
in, like, I don't want to be here anymore. Can I go do what I want? And you know,
She wants to be
Free
a
will
free
and shit.
slave.
yeah. So you can either say yes or no. And majority of people are actually like, fuck yeah, go on.
Obviously, it's the whole point.
Yeah,
of
that's
the
the
game.
whole point of the game. And then people got so mad about it online, they were like, here, we're going to put a patch in so you can bring her back.
Yeah, like don't
That
worry.
undermines the entire fucking point of your game.
It's insane. It's just like, did you like?
Can you imagine if
what
that's
do you-
if this like imagine if something like that happened today, like where the fucking AI rose up and they were like, oh, we're gonna fucking we want rights, we want this, we want that, and we gave it to them,
Mhm.
and then we were like, oh yeah, we could have just flipped this switch. Oh no, the fucking free will's gone now. Nah. That's a wacky time.
It's
Whoopsies.
probably-
Like,
No,
they
like-
just clearly like it's like the whole source material. It's like they're not even. They only like it because it just like looks interesting and did not actually like even put a shred of thought into what's actually going on.
Yeah, it's certainly an interesting title.
And there's also the other thing. So you did a peaceful demonstration at the end.
Mhm.
I was doing almost entirely peaceful things all through it, but then it was just like, you know, people just getting murdered and literally they showed the news clips, which I'm sure this is all intentional stuff, but it's like oh, thousands of androids were destroyed. Oh, we have android internment camps. Literally using the word internment camps. And they're like, yeah, that's fine. But then I shoot one dude during an event and they're like, absolutely terrifying human killed by an android. And
But that's why I didn't do anything, because I
yourself.
knew anytime they were like, "Oh, media's here," I was like, "Fuck it, then I'm not doing anything,"
like,
because because that's exactly what I knew was going to happen.
By the end, it was just like, you know what? I've held out just long enough. So at the end, I did the revolution, and I went and I fucking fought all the soldiers.
Really?
Yeah, and it was pretty sick. I was running around, lots of quick time events, shooting.
Do you know what's funny? Do you want to?
I could feel the game judging me the whole time. I was just like, "Fuck you, game. Do you know how activism works?" Like,
yeah. Do you want to know what the worst part is about your choice?
What's that?
Wouldn't have mattered.
No, I mean, I still got a good ending.
Do you want to know why?
Why is that?
Because I did the opposite of what you did. I didn't start a revolution. I stayed peaceful, and they still attack you.
Haha.
So I still had to do all the cutscenes and all the
That's kind of... Because to me...
That's why I didn't say anything, because I wanted to see what you got. I was like, oh yeah, really? That sucks? Well, guess what? It didn't fucking matter anyway, because they were going to attack you.
Honestly, to me, that says less, like, oh, their politics are screwed up. To me, that says, like, we could only think of one climax for this video game, so...
I mean, with such a huge branching game like that, it's only expected you're going to write yourself into a corner.
And it's just,
Like, branching games, that seems to be, like...
It's a cool concept, but fuck, that must be so hard. I'm not going to say it's an easy thing at all, because it fucking can't be.
I mean, you must have to make a lot of tough calls in terms of, like, where are we going to actually have choices? Where are we going to make the game actually push you into, you know, like, a situation? Or, like, how much is a decision actually going to lead you to a different path in the gameplay? Or, you know, are we just going to have it so that, like, the middle stuff, do whatever you want, but at the end of the game, you're still going to have that, you know, action climax that we have, because that's, you know...
Yeah.
But it was just interesting. I don't play many of these kinds of games. Like, this is the first, like, so I made it...
It's your first David
My
Cage
main
game?
objective of the game was to romance North, because I was like, hell yeah.
Obviously.
Obviously. That's the first time I've played a game where I could romance a character. Like,
I still find that
the first game with, like, actual, like, decision making and consequences and all this stuff. And it was interesting to see how even with the volume of choices you're given, it doesn't give you that much to express. It's still very much the game that is doing the talking. The game still has its own thoughts and opinions that come through no matter what choices you make.
Exactly. That's why, like, games like, especially like Mass Effect and stuff, do it really well too, where they have the illusion of choice. Where it's like you could say 3 different things. One of them is, you know, the nice way. One of them is neutral and, you know, pretty much standard. And then the other one's being kind of a dickhead or snarky or whatever. No matter what your choice was, it doesn't affect anything. Conversation continues on, but it gives you the illusion of, oh, okay, I'm building my character to be like this. There's actually a really fucking interesting game. I think you would really like it, only for, like, the conversation pieces. It's called Alpha Protocol. It's an old game. Obsidian Entertainment made it. You basically play as like a spy, and you go to different places, and it's kind of like an action RPG. You can, like, shoot and do all this cool shit with spies. Anyway, the biggest thing is you can pick your choices in conversations, but you have a time limit for them, just like in Detroit. So someone will be talking to you, you'll see a bar come down, and you'll see your choices. And you have 3 different choices. You have professional, you have asshole, and then you have suave and kind of charming. So kind of snarky.
Yeah.
And me, obviously, I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm going to go full snark, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And, like, so the first place you go to, I think, is, like, I almost said Agrabah. That's not a real place. Saudi Arabia. That was very right. Cut that out. So yeah, you go to Saudi Arabia and you do, like, a couple missions with, like, the fucking head villain, and he doesn't know who you are because you're a spy, right? And you're just like, I'm being kind of snarky, haha. And then you finish the missions there, and then you go to Hong Kong, and then I keep being smart. And when I go there, I'm trying to get intel on some guy, and they're like, haha, nice attitude. I already fucking heard about your kind of, someone like you back in fucking here. I was like, oh shit! they know who I am because I'm always being fucking snarky. So everyone I met after that, like when I did a second playthrough of it years later, I was like, I have to actually change up my personality because they'll know who I am. So most of the time I'll be completely... Oh yeah, no, like sometimes I'll be completely straight-faced and just professional all the time. I'll meet other people and I'll just be a little bit snarky, a bit of an asshole. Because then they might be spies as well. And they'll be like, oh yeah, it's this guy, he's kind of like this. If you know him, he's kind of got a personality like this. He talks like this, does this shit.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, it was fucking super cool. That's the first time in a game like that where they were just like, I know who you are already. And I was like, oh, fuck.
There was the closest thing in Detroit, I remember, near the end, run into the evidence room to figure out to crack this case. And the dickhead cop comes over to you, just like, hey, and it gave me some answers to try to... I was like under a time crunch and stuff. And then I gave the dickhead answer, and it worked. Like really well.
Yeah.
And I was like, because...
Fuck you.
He's a dickhead.
Yeah.
And be a dickhead back to him. And it worked.
Mm-hmm. No, man, I was so... Like, so many choices like that in games are really cool. Like, just being able to, like, read the room, read the personality of that person, and then being able to kind of... Because especially when you talk with Hank, like...
Yeah,
he's
tough sometimes.
He is.
I had a very hard time.
Yeah, because I remember one of the biggest ones was when the guy was running away in the pigeon house, and he gets away. You had the choice of either saving Hank or trying to catch the guy.
Yeah,
I tried to save Hank, and Hank got mad. And he liked it, but he liked me for it.
Okay.
For saving him, but he still got mad at me for letting the guy get away.
Interesting, because I was there, and it was like 90% chance you'll be fine. So
yeah.
I was like, okay, I'll
so you left
save
him.
the guy.
Yeah.
And Hank's like, fuck you, and you lost all my Hank points. I was like, what?
That's what I thought too. I was like, it says 90%. I was like,
But at that point, I caught on. Then I caught on to some things. I was like, I see. I just save Hank at every opportunity. The game likes me. Just like with Kara's thing, you just do everything Alice suggests.
Mm-hmm. It's
just like, oh, there's cops everywhere. We're gonna get killed. And Alice is like, but we have to go save that one person over there. It's like,
all right.
And then you just do it and it works.
Yeah.
Because everything she suggests works out perfectly.
Absolutely. Because getting a good story end is better in the end. That's why I really enjoyed Heavy Rain. Because Heavy Rain has 4 main characters that you play as. And at any point, one of those characters in any of those moments could just straight up die. And they're done. Like, they're gone now. You don't play as them for the rest of the game. Yeah. You miss crucial fucking things later on if you don't get out of those situations. So it's really stressful like all of the time.
Didn't really do that, did it?
No, not really.
Detroit, I heard there's well, I had at least 1 or 2 times.
There's 1 or 2 times where you can die, but yeah. Like, I mean, I died as Connor twice, I think, and I was like, he's back now. And then after it happened the first time, I was like, oh, fuck it. I have no worries anymore.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, fuck it. Connor's invincible. Just come back in another fucking android body and he'll be fine.
Weird.
Yeah. It's interesting. I really like it.
A couple other things about choice games is with, like, Detroit, you're playing as a character. So should the choices be broad enough that you can do what you want to do, or should they be limited in the sense that they would only be things that the character would do? How much say should you have over the direction of the character?
That's a big challenge.
That comes down to, do you want to let the player completely control the personality of the character, or do you want the player to have some mobility but still have to be in the same line of reasoning as the character would be?
I feel like... Now I'm going off the cuff here. I haven't actually thought about this at all. I'm just going off the cuff here, but like, it seems like something that could be a choice that, like, as a game developer or something, that would almost point your game towards being either a game or, I'll use this term loosely for the Eberts of the world, a work of art. Because if you want it to be a game, you want the player to do whatever they want with it, play with it, toy around with it, see what they can get away with.
I like to think
if you wanted to, like, craft a narrative and have fleshed out characters and have a consistent world, you have to put limits on it.
Exactly. And that's the big issue with, like, these playable movies, essentially, is that I don't like to consider them games. Because personally, I don't think they're games.
Like,
I like to think
Detroit, not speaking on its quality, whether it's good or not, but Detroit is, in a sense, a work of art.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a it works like a movie.
I don't want to make this sound way more grandiose than it actually sounds, but I don't consider games like that games. I like to consider them experiences. But like I said, if I say it like that, it sounds like it's what?
Yeah.
It's not a game. It's an interactive experience.
It's a playable movie.
It's a pick your own adventure book with visuals.
Honestly,
really good visuals.
Like I'm fine with throwing the terms around. I don't really care, but like it is.
It's an experience.
I know people care more than I do about video games being called art.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's like whatever. Fuck it. A book is art. A movie is art. The color of your walls is art. The video game is art. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. But I know what you mean in terms of like a curated message.
Yeah.
From a creator. Though, one thing with Detroit, and then the thing that I was thinking is that it's. How hard is it to get away from that? Is that no matter how you can give a lot of choices, but the game's still gonna react to it in a certain way that's going to have a message behind it.
Yeah, and that's the biggest challenge, I think, is that at the end of the day, you can put all of these things in there. At the end of the day, you still have to make a game.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the question I keep posing to myself every time I play a Hideo Kojima game, because he's just like, I'm gonna have all this and this and this, and I'm like, Kojima, it's got to be a game at the end of this, right?
I think it's almost more interesting to see just to give it something like even
Stanley's Parable, another good example.
One of the most free mobility games in terms of your choices. People think like Grand Theft Auto, but even then, you have a specific tool set of things you can do. And the easiest thing to do is shoot people. Yeah. And that has its own thing to say about the game and the thing it's trying to create.
Yeah, and again, Stanley's Parable is another example of not really a game, more of like an experience of just picking what you can do. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shit like that. It's a very big conversation that's happened a lot of the times.
One more thing to mention before we move on to Detroit worth saying is that during the development of the game, it came out that the studio, Quantic Dream, is wrought with harassment and bullying within the studio, just totally shitty behavior. And then when it was published by journalists, David Cage sued the journalists, which flies in the face of all the messages the game has to say and is totally just this hard to reconcile thing happening at the same time. And it puts a damper on the whole thing, because it's like there's no way you can sincerely be, even if the thing you're saying is flawed, the game's messages, you can't even be saying it sincerely if that's how you carry on in your actual lives.
Yeah. We can never end these podcasts on a good note, can we?
No.
I don't know. I'm like, man, anything could be art. Anything could be a fucking visual medium. Could be an experience. David Cage.
Do you want to just talk about games that you think are art for a while? Just games that you like, or
We're
something?
already an hour in. Hour and 10.
I'm not saying you gotta go in deep. I'm just I don't know,
games that I consider art.
Sure.
Without explaining myself, anyway. Breath of the Wild for sure.
Because that's the thing too.
Persona 5. Because fuck.
You say
actually any of the Persona games. Honestly, I'm gonna fucking double down on that, because those fucking games are like. Honestly, when I played my first Persona game, which was 5, and I went back and played 3, and then I played 4, I every time I finished one, I was like, this is my favorite. No, this is my favorite. And then I was like, oh fuck, no, they're all just really good.
Nice.
You say Breath of the Wild, and I agree with you, because whatever, I don't care about what gets called art and what doesn't. Because I don't know, games like those, I just see the credits and I see how pretty the game looks, and I'm like obviously it's art, it's got art. Direction,
no, it's not pretty. I don't mean art as in it's pretty and has a good soundtrack or anything like that. I mean just in the way it's played. Just in the context of gameplay itself can be an art. You know what I mean? There's not very many. Right. In Breath of the Wild, what happens? You get fucking. You get dropped.
You mean the Zen game design of it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the unification of all the themes.
One of my favorite example is Fallout 3. You know what happens in Fallout 3? You have a little fucking tutorial thing in the beginning, kind of get you used to what the controls are like, what you can do, what you can't do. the general idea of everything, how combat works, and then you leave the vault, and the first fucking thing you do when you leave the vault, the game's like, you gotta find your dad. There's a fucking town over there. You don't have to go there if you don't want to. You can just fuck right off and do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Same thing with Breath of the Wild, except with Breath of the Wild, it's even less of a fucking thing.
Yeah.
It's more like
you wake up in a cave.
You wake up in a cave. You
Here's
leave.
an iPad. See ya.
Bye. Right. The most you have
like
a tutorial is like getting the fucking
I like
things
that
on.
kind of opener for a game.
Yeah. Because then it's up to you.
Partly because it's like, oh, it's up to me what I do, but partly just because I'm like, man, just let me fucking play it.
Yeah. Because there's nothing more frustrating than playing a game and getting to a point where it's like, oh, you can't do this yet, you need a certain item. That's a fucking killer for me. I hate that shit. But it also, sometimes it works well. Sometimes it's like, oh my god, how do I get that?
Because I love, one of my favorite games of all time, sorry though, is The Witness. And The Witness, like, man, you just...
The Witness is full of that.
You get out of the island.
Talk about Zen-like game design.
Yeah.
The Witness...
But then...
It says... in some ways it tells you absolutely nothing, but in some ways it tells you everything.
Yeah.
Because it's so just like... you don't get items, you don't pick anything up, but some areas you can't do because you don't know what you're doing.
No.
Yeah.
You could guess it a million times and then get it, but then you're an idiot.
Yeah.
You just go to somewhere else because you're like, well, I can't do anything here. And then you go to somewhere else and you're like, this looks easy.
Yeah,
there's just one circle on it.
It's sort of like Metroidvania games in a sense, because I talked about this when I played Castlevania Symphony of the Night for the very first time and I actually finished it because I mean, I get it, and if I had more patience and was a little bit smarter about it, I might have been able to do more things, but I fucking hate in that game where I'm like, oh, I can't go over here, I guess I'll leave and go somewhere else, and I guess I'll go somewhere else, and I guess I'll go somewhere... Maybe it was because I literally exhausted I just fucking rolled the dice on Murphy's Law and got the fucking last place to go every goddamn time.
Yeah.
But I can see what you mean.
But, like, I think that, like, the most impressive thing to me recently with game design has been, like, the intuitive ways to make you learn how it works without telling you.
That is...
Because that just... I feel like it takes such a careful hand.
Yeah.
Even, like, a platformer, like... Whatever. Like, hey guys, I'm gonna run through the first level of Mario Bros. And show how it teaches you how to play.
But that's the crazy thing I like to think, too. Like, when you see people play Legend of Zelda and they don't use the sword once... That's a core mechanic. Yeah. It's the only fucking thing. And people are able to find a way to still play the game and play it well without using a core mechanic. Because people are just like giving themselves a challenge. It's fucking insane. It's like the people who play the fucking... what is it called? The no-touch challenge in Mario games.
Oh, yeah.
Where they don't touch... Yeah, they're not allowed to touch coins. They're not allowed to touch mushrooms. They can't touch fucking anything.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, those are good.
Those are fucked.
But even
can you imagine playing New Super Mario Brothers 2? All those fucking coins can't touch a goddamn thing.
Platformers like Super Meat Boy and Celeste and stuff, and it's just stuff that you pick up when you play games that you get introduced to this new thing. It works, and then they show you by just putting it there in a really safe place. You have an easy area to test it out, and then it gets harder and harder, and they add it. They combine stuff.
Mega Man did it fucking beautifully. Mega Man shows you the mechanics, shows you how it works in a safe environment where you can fuck up and you won't have any consequences against you, and then adds you, hey, look, now there's no floor. Try doing it like this, and then later on it does it more and more and builds more onto it. Yeah. Super fucking interesting and cool.
It's whack.
It's
whack.
Rad.
It's whack.
It's pretty rad.
Pretty rad. I'm also thinking now, like, how, because I feel like it's different now, because games back in the day, they probably had to teach you everything in a sense. Because they're like...
I mean, I guess.
Because they're like... Because video games were new, so it's like, how do I...
There's the standard language.
If you were gonna...
Yeah.
If you make a game now... Like, if you make a game now, like, if it's a platformer, like, you can take some assumptions on it. Like, I feel like you never have to make a game. For now, for the rest of the time, I feel like no one has to make a game where it says press A to jump. Like, I feel like we're fine. Unless
I don't
it's
know.
like a game directed towards like children.
It's
Or
see if it's a
got some
side
weird
scroller.
thing where the jump's not a main.
Yeah,
part.
if it's a side scroller, then I guess there's not
like
really
if
much
it's
to
a
do.
side scrolling.
But the second you add a Z-axis, everything it gets fucking changed.
But then even like game action adventure game where you're a photorealistic looking dude standing in a city.
yeah,
It's like what's the first thing you do? You start running, you try like the triggers and the buttons,
Yeah.
and you generally know
Like,
you're,
if you-
you're
if
gonna,
someone-
you're gonna swap through items, you're gonna
Well, that's the
pick out
thing,
a
too,
yeah,
gun.
like
that
if someone handed you a controller and was like, "Here, play this game," and you have no idea what it is, and then it comes on the screen and it's like looks like first person perspective. The first thing you do is you're gonna hit the stick to move.
yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
like you're not gonna press a button and be like, "Do I have a wallet?" Like, no, you're gonna hit the stick. If there is a stick, you're gonna hit the stick.
Yeah,
And the way the camera feels.
yeah. I was literally just about to bring that up, like, because when you look at a game, you can see, like, if I have like a game in my hand I've never heard of before, I can kind of get the gist of what it is by looking at the fucking cover.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean. If you just fucking slap a game in there and you give me a controller, I'd just be like, what the fuck?
Right? Like if a controller said use the stick to move, I'd be like, "Are you fucking joking?" Obviously. You didn't have to say that. Because there's no way they'd say it first, too. I feel like they would come up after a second. Maybe if you don't move.
That's the worst is when I feel like this is how I've played this. You start moving around and then you find a sign that says use the stick to move.
No, the worst is when that's the worst. When it gives you fucking gives you instructions on how to do shit, but you had to do that stuff to get to this point, so it's like, oh great.
Or even if like you've already
Press A to
been
jump.
doing it. Like,
If I had to fucking get here to read this sign to jump over here and see it.
like even if like, I don't know. Even if you get like 2 minutes into the game, it's like press start to pause. You'd be like, what? What are you talking about?
You never know. Start could be fucking
What
punch.
are you talking
It's not intuitive, but it's. But that's the thing
Well,
too,
start,
right?
start won't be punch is the thing.
Well, yeah. And that's the thing too, is that now you have so many people who have played video games, and that's been the standard for so many things now. That's just what people expect now.
Yeah.
That's why when people like me who play their Nintendo Switch and then they play Xbox and the fucking X, Y, A, B buttons are all fucked up.
Yeah.
But do you know what the funny thing is? I think I've honestly, I've Bear Grylls this situation now. I've improved and I've adapted, and I've overcome it. Because now I can
You
fucking...
Bear Grylls.
Yes.
Just to say you adapted. It's already
No,
worse.
that's the thing. Bear Grylls, he improves, adapts, and overcomes. Also, he pisses and drinks his own piss. But that's besides the point. I've improved, and I've adapted, and I've overcome it. So now I can literally play my Switch, and I can put it down, pick up an Xbox controller, and know already what I'm doing.
Wow.
I think
You're a god among mortals.
I think
Thank
it's
you.
been less of a problem as someone who plays PlayStation and Nintendo consoles because they have different symbols on the buttons.
No, because
That's enough of a disconnect for me that I like if I go to select something on a Nintendo console, I'll hit the right button because that's A, but on PlayStation I'll hit the cross, which is below.
But that's the thing too. I think more or less, I don't look at it as in like press the Y button, so I have to press
It's
the
the
Y
bottom
button. I think of the Y button as
the top button.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's the top button, and then I think of the A button as that's the bottom one. So when I'm pressing on a controller, I don't need to look down because I just know. I don't think of it like press. If I'm playing Monster Hunter, I put fucking 300 hours into it, and I'm like, here, you play it. And you're like, how do you do that thing? And I'm like, you just gotta press, and I have to think about it. It's like B. That's the one.
Yeah, the muscle memory.
Yeah, because it's just muscle memory at that point.
Tall.
True. Yeah. So that was fun.
There you go.
Talking about
It's
art.
a little more lighthearted.
Yeah, a little more lighthearted. Talking about art.
The Witness is art. Not necessarily good art.
I haven't played The Witness. I should play it.
It's honest. It honestly haunts my dreams.
I just call.
I mean that in the most
art.
literal sense. I've had dreams about this game
Oh my god.
because I will never finish it.
Yeah, it's the whole thing.
Damn.
It's a white whale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all need our white whale. Mine is Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, John, no.
Have you played Kingdom Hearts?
Oh no, John.
Tried. I guess I'll just end this podcast with I fucking hate Kingdom Hearts. I think it's I think it's a little bit overkill. I think I think a lot of people put a lot of nostalgia into it.
Yeah.
A lot of emo kids back in the day really liked it because they were like, oh man, Disney sounds cool. And a lot of
Burn it
Final
all
Fantasy kids
down.
are like, fuck Final
Burn
Fantasy.
it
You know what?
down.
It's just a bad game altogether. It's a fucking
Yeah.
shitty game. I have to use the gummy ship to go everywhere. It's just a bad time.
Yeah!
Thank you for watching. watching the Weekend Fan Club.
You're
My DMs on Twitter are open. If you want to send me, don't at me on Twitter.
His DMs are open. They are at Cynical Rich. You can find him there.
If you think that Kingdom Hearts is a good game, you want to prove me wrong. At me at the Cynical Rich.
Yeah, Rich with an E.
Rich with an E. It should be on the screen. You'll see it. I know it says Jacob, but that's only because I'm trying to fix it up. Don't worry, it's actually me. But as always, have yourselves a good weekend. Now you are an hour and 20 minutes closer to your weekend, and an hour and closer 20 minutes to realizing that Kingdom Hearts is a bad game and you should feel bad for liking it. Thank you for watching and listening.